Good morning. Michael Elberry was 6 years old in the first grade. He was required to take an IQ test. And then his mom, Suzanne, got a phone call saying, "Your son did very poorly. We feel like it tells us he's going to be a slow learner. We would really encourage you to lower your expectations on what he will accomplish in his life and just understand school's going to be very hard for him and he's not going to do well." Well, Suzanne was crushed to receive that kind of news about your son. She came home and talked to her husband Frank about it, and they both agreed, how can this be? I mean, he's always seemed to be so creative and curious and imaginative. They talked about it for a while, and they finally decided, no, they're not going to lower their expectations. No, they are not going to accept the idea that he's going to struggle in school and never do well. They certainly decided they were not going to tell him he was going to have problems, but they also were going to stick their head in the sand. They understood that maybe he would have a harder learning time, but they would be sensitive and ready to help if that became the case. And sure enough, in the first grade, it was tough. He started struggling. But as they began to see it, they were right there on it to try to help him. Here's to learn how to read. We will read with you. And they really worked with him. Second grade, he really struggled. Math, it seemed so hard to get things to click. 2 + 2 = 4. But they were to work the numbers with him, to have the flashcards, to try to encourage him. Third grade, still struggled, but they were there every night. Let's do your spelling words. We'll help you read. We'll do the math. And they really worked with Michael as he began to push through those grades. Until finally, in later elementary school, he seemed to do better. It seemed like he was catching on. Junior high seemed a little bit better. By the time he made it to high school, he really discovered a love for learning and was doing well. In fact, by the time he was a junior, he said, I want to go to college. Who would have dreamed he wanted to go to college? And so he started taking courses like algebra and Latin. No, he started taking all these AP courses, preparing to go to college, and he did so well. He got accepted to college, and when he got to college and started taking some courses, he discovered he loved biology. And so he started taking biology courses and some chemistry courses, and as he went right on through his undergraduate degree, he decided, I want to be a doctor. And so it is, he got accepted to medical school, and he began working his way through medical school. While in medical school, he met Linda, a wonderful lady. They got married. And sure enough, 4 years later, he graduated with his MD. It was on that day when he got his white coat and he walked the stage that Frank and Suzanne decided to tell him. And so they had Linda and Michael together and said, we just need to let you know that in the first grade you tested poorly on your IQ test, and all of your life is going to be a struggle. You're not going to do very well, and you're going to be a slow learner, and it's going to get hard. And Michael said, I am just so grateful that my parents waited to tell me I wasn't smart enough to be a doctor until after I graduated from medical school. Be careful with your expectations. Have a great day.